So first fight on the main card, we have Kron Gracie versus Charles Jourdain, and this is a big question mark for me right now. Charles Jourdain coming off a two-fight losing streak, but he did just sign a new 75-75 contract with the UFC. So I don't know if this is necessarily like a setup fight for Kron Gracie, if that's how they were looking at it, because I think Charles Jourdain just signed a three-fight contract, and say he lost this one as if it was a setup, then that puts him three fights back automatically, and he still has two more on the contract. It's not really a great look. They don't like a ton of people on the roster like that. But Kron Gracie, the jiu-jitsu is unreal. He's a Gracie family legacy and everything. Some of the best jiu-jitsu players in the world. Long layoff for Kron Gracie after a decision loss to Cub Swanson. I think I'm going to roll just because, we're going to be there and he's a Gracie, it's exciting. I think I'm going to go with Kron Gracie by submission. But it's not a lock by any means, in my opinion. What do you think, Tom?
Yeah, so I have a couple thoughts on this fight. So you have Charles Jourdain, who is predominantly a striker. He has decent takedown defense, but ultimately, if he get him on the ground against any accomplished level grappler or jiu-jitsu artist, wrestling practitioner, he's going to have an issue. He's minus 200 here. In his last five, he's coming off 3 losses over his last 5. One was to Julian Erosa, where he got submitted. Andre Ewell, he went to a decision. Then he submitted Lando Venata, which was really good. But Lando Venata was having his way with him, got a little overzealous, and Charles Jourdain was able to catch him. So he's got that like sneaky jiu-jitsu that if somebody gets a little overzealous or is a little bit overconfident in a scramble, Charles can catch him. I think Kron Gracie is way too good. Kron Gracie is a guy who got out of an armbar or a rear naked choke by Gary Toonen, ultimately to get Gary Toonen and get him submitted, I think, by rear naked choke as well. Kron Gracie is top tier, top of the food chain. Probably, we just saw Rodolfo Vieira, the black belt hunter, ADCC champion last week, and we think of him as a high-level jiu-jitsu guy. That's nothing compared to Kron Gracie. I mean, he's literally from the direct lineage who basically started the UFC. And he is a guy who is just, you're not going to beat him on the ground. You're not going to enter that territory with him. And he's been, I think, working his striking, obviously knowing that that's not necessarily a weakness per se in terms of like his competition compared to everybody else, but compared to what his level of grappling is, absolutely he's going to be showing a weakness in the striking. So he's been working on that, nothing but that. I think what we see a lot of times with guys who have really, really good, particularly grappling areas, is that improves their striking because their opponent is so afraid of the potential takedown and what can happen there. We saw that a lot with Khabib Nurmagomedov. We see it a lot with Islam Makhachev. We see it across the board with guys who have strong grappling, and I think that's going to be no different with Kron Gracie here. I think Charles Jourdain is going to be afraid of the takedown. He's going to try and limit distance there and fight maybe what's not exactly his fight. And Kron is going to be able to use that. Jourdain likes to throw a lot of kicks too, where Kron Gracie has shown an ability to catch those kicks and turn those into takedowns, whether it's through sweeps or inside leg trip or getting it into a clinch and then bringing a guy down through there. I think Kron Gracie just has way too many skills here, and I'm not ready to discount the fact that I know he had 3 years off, but he's 34 years old, coming out of the peak of his career. I don't know if it was off. He is a Gracie, like I said, and those guys train all the time. It's a way of life with them, and I think he's been more off training his striking to come back. So I'm going to go with Kron Gracie here. I don't see what the point is for him to come back for one fight. And then,
bless you.
Oh, that's good for a show. Anyway, I don't see what the point of Kron Gracie coming back just for one fight and then leaving is. So I think he's trained. I think he's gotten to a point where he feels confident that he can go for a run here, and he's coming back and he's going to get it done over Charles Jourdain. I think he's going to get it done probably in the first round via rear naked choke submission. And he's plus money right now.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to snag it now if you want him. Because I think a lot of people are going to see the Gracie name, and maybe when open workouts come around, things change. But yeah, like I said, I'm conflicted on that one, but I am leaning towards Kron Gracie. All right,